one thing that I always remember is how Prabhupada once laughed at me. I mean, he laughed at me quite a few times, but this is one time where we're in Calcutta. We had just arrived, and you know, I don't know if I mentioned, I was traveling with, the whole party was sannyasis. Did I mention it? Except for myself. At the time, I was a grihasta, and the whole entourage of Srila Prabhupada consists of sannyasis. You know, Kirtananda Swami, Madhavisa Swami, Devananda Swami, Kartikeya Swami, and Tamal Krishna Das Adhikari. So, I had enlisted myself, you know, we had just formed, Prabhupada had just formed the GBC, and because I was there, I immediately grabbed the zone that I knew Prabhupada was going to. And it was just a smart move to get to be with Prabhupada. Little did I know what, you know, what it was all about, GBC, and then I didn't know what I was setting myself up for. But it was the right move, because for the next 4 years, 8 months of the year, Prabhupada was practically, I think 8 months of the year, on average, he was in India. So it was the right move. But I had to pay for it. But anyway, I started paying as soon as we arrived in Calcutta, because Prabhupada instituted the life membership program. And little did I know that, you know, when you keep accounts in India, it's for real. You know, when you keep accounts in America, it's not really, now it's for real, but in those days, we were so small that it didn't matter what we would have done or didn't do. And anyway, we were tax exempt. But in India, you know, everything's for real. You have to keep track of every paisa, literally. So, you know, Prabhupada he instituted the life membership program, money started to come in, and, you know, someone had to keep the counts, and someone had to keep tabs on who the members were, and issue receipts, and print up membership books. And every time I try to get someone to help, they say, I'm a sannyasi. I'm a sannyasi. You know, I play the harmonium. Every one of them was doing something. I'm practicing harmonium, but nobody was supposed to do anything because they were sannyasis. So finally, I was going out of my wits. You know, I couldn't. I just couldn't. I went practically. I went mad. After about 2 weeks of this, I ran the Prabhupada and I just broke down. I said, I can't take it anymore. He said, you know, what's wrong? What's wrong? I said, I can't take it anymore. I can't. I said, you know, nobody's helping me to do anything. I have to do everything. And Prabhupada looked at me, and what I never expected, he just started laughing at me. You know, and I was crying, and he was laughing. So he started laughing, and he said, actually, he said, this is the same position Arjuna found himself in. He said, Arjuna found himself in the same position. He said, this is very good. You know, I was hoping for sympathy. Actually, I was hoping for some assistance, at least some sympathy. Instead, Prabhupada starts laughing at me and telling me it's very good. So, you know, I just, you know, I stopped crying, but I mean, I was trying to figure out why it was very good. And he said, we should pray for this situation. He said, we should pray to be so constantly engaged in Krishna's service that Maya cannot find any means to enter. I said, this is very fortunate. Then, you know, once he told that story about an Indian train. Said, if you've ever, I mean, especially if you go on a train in India, like I used to have to go constantly from Mayapur to Calcutta. It's a local train, and it's packed. And I mean, you know, you have to go to countries like India or China to know what the word packed is like. Or maybe South America, they get packed up there also. But let's say any third world country, you know what the word packed means. So Prabhupada told a story about, you know, how you're sitting on a train and you have a nice seat, and this little skinny guy comes up, you know, and he's looking, you know, trying to figure out how he's going to sit down next to you, right? And, you know, you just try to make believe you're not seeing him. But you know exactly what he wants. He wants to sit down. There is no room. But eventually, you know, he just sort of smiles at you and then plops down. And he wiggles around and gets in between you and the next person. So then you sort of like, you know, you have to make some room. And then suddenly, you know, he calls over his little kid. And he sort of pushes you. He gets his kid down. And, you know, you're moving towards the edge of the seat. And then he brings another kid, and he gets 3 or 4 kids, and then he's got this huge fat wife. And then she comes, and then you just get up and give up your seat. And it all started because, you maybe had a little sympathy and let this guy get in. And Prabhupada said, in this way, if you allow Maya to, even an inch to enter, she knows how to come in and take over everything.
Then there's another incident. It was in L.A. in 1975. And Srila Prabhupada was making a tour of all of the LA community. So he comes to the art department, and we had just whitewashed the walls and everything and tried to make this dumpy-looking place look nice for Srila Prabhupada. And he's sitting down, and the room is packed. I think my husband got in there too. It was, really, you were privileged to be able to be in that room because there was so little room. And somehow or another, I was already in there, so I was lucky. So Srila Prabhupada is making no comment. And there's a picture very prominently displayed by Jairam. But Srila Prabhupada makes no comment. So then Rameshwara says, Srila Prabhupada, Jairam did this beautiful painting of Radha and Krishna. He wants, Srila Prabhupada. That meant a lot to me. I was really contemplating that one. I contemplated that one a lot. Srila Prabhupada knew us so well. And it wasn't very long after that that Jairam actually left the movement and started painting for the Scientologists. And the symptoms were already in full swing that he would be leaving us. And Srila Prabhupada just like that. And then Maharaj was saying, Srila Prabhupada, when I go to India with these artists for the Mayapur festival, I also want your permission to take them on a tour of India. And we will be taking sketches in all the holy places to make our paintings much more authentic. Srila Prabhupada said, and as I'm painting today, this is one of my mantras. Srila Prabhupada said, we are not archaeologists. And then he went further and he was explaining how all of this inspiration that we have comes from Paramatma as we advance in devotional service. We are not archaeologists.
And I know on the Big Island, they used to have a farm on the Big Island. And Prabhupada asked the devotees there, he said, what grows easily here? And they said, Prabhupada, we can grow cauliflower and broccoli and this and that. And they started telling him all the things they could grow. And Prabhupada said, no, no, no. What grows without any work? And devotees said, well, corn and guavas, Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, very good. Guava juice prasadam for breakfast, corn chapatis for lunch, business finished, rest of the time chant Hare Krishna. I don't think any devotees thought they could do that. Another time Prabhupada told the devotees that they could live on 2 dabs a day. He told us that the dabs were very healthy and that you could actually live on 2 dabs a day. Of course, I don't think anybody tried to do that either. But Prabhupada, it was fun because Prabhupada would make comments that really applied to being right there, as well as instructive things. And then he also told us, because the geckos would make their sound, and Prabhupada said, oh, when you hear this, you know the truth is being spoken. So we got all kinds, in Hawaii, we got all kinds of little goodies like that. Little things that we thought were like special to Hawaii and special to the islands and the devotees there.